Ever since I was a little kid, I've always had this one problem. And it's something that I've really tried really, really hard in my life to rectify, to fix, to change. And I've had a lot of tools at my disposal to do so, but I never really did anything about it till about 2020. So quickly, let me tell you what this problem is. This problem is that I've always had a lack of focus. I've always struggled with being able to pay attention to something for a long period of time, especially compared to other people. Whether it was in school or at work or even in a conversation with someone, I would notice how other people would be able to hold focus longer than I did. Now, this led to a lot of other problems in my life. For example, I've always struggled with silences, because if there's a silence, I feel like I have to jump in to gain hold of that conversation again. If there's a silence, I feel like I need to be stimulated by some sort of new topic. And if not, I lose interest and again, lose focus. And so I would constantly in my life interrupt people. I would seem eager to some because if there was a silence, I would start talking about something. And I would run into just all of these problems in my life. All these problems because I was not able to focus. And so it wasn't until I was about 16 years old that I was diagnosed with ADHD. And while the medication that I took helped me, it changed me at my core and who I was. It made me more irritable. It made me less vibrant and excited about life. And so while I did take it for some time, I really wanted to find how I could still focus without taking any medication. Now, this is a big problem in America that I'm not going to get into, but we like to fight the symptoms in America, not the causes. So fast forward a few years, 16, 17, 18, 19, social media starts to become a bit more prominent in our daily lives. And while I'm doing everything I can to try and stay focused, at least to my abilities and to what I know to do, social media is fighting against me. And so in today's video, I want to talk to you about what's called the attention economy. I want to tell you about what I've done to fight against the attention economy, and my favorite thing that I do almost every day that only takes me about 5 minutes that has completely transformed my ability to focus. There's a few other things I'm going to mention in this video as well. So if you struggle with focus, please watch this video. And if you can watch this video from start to finish, as a bonus, you will actually be strengthening your ability to focus simply by watching this video without clicking away. So don't click away from this video. I'm going to be succinct, direct. I'm going to make sure that you have valuable information. I'm not going to edit this video or make it engaging or sensational. It's simply going to be a well-crafted video that is here to keep you to focus, and so you can learn to focus by simply watching it. And then in turn also build your ability to focus, because you have to focus on this video to get to the end. Okay, so I've told you a little bit about me, but then social media came around. And when social media came around, when it really came around, like in 2012, 15, whatever, Instagram, Snapchat, and eventually TikTok, these all led to the decline of our focus, because what was being crafted in those years is what is known as the attention economy. Now, today's attention economy is built by these major corporations that are all fighting for one thing, and it's not money. They're fighting for your attention. They want you to stay on this platform that you're watching this video on for as long as possible, so they can give you an advertisement, because the advertisers are who pay the companies. So the problem is that this foundational system, the way that this is ran, is totally anti-focus. It is against your ability to focus, because you have the option to jump to another platform at any moment, right? So they need to keep you on their platform, so that way they can tell the advertisers that they have X amount of people on their platform, and then they can then make money from said advertisers. So this attention economy that we're falling into feels great to us as users. It feels like we're getting these rewards because this dopamine is being pushed out into our brain. but it's making us lose focus more and more. From a neuroscience perspective, this insane amount of dopamine that is constantly being triggered as we scroll through these platforms or as we watch these videos is changing our brain chemistry to constantly need more dopamine. And it is very similar to a drug addiction. On a chemical level, it's almost the exact same. You're getting fed these little bits of dopamine, and then in turn you become addicted to the dopamine. You become addicted to the thing that is giving you these hits of dopamine. So we live in the attention economy, and there is no slowing down. What's going to happen eventually is content is going to keep getting shorter and shorter. And that's where we've seen short form content really take off in the last 5 years. When TikTok came around, it was an amazing thing. And there are so many great communities that have been built on there, but it comes at a cost, because at that constant stream of new short content also continues to deplete our dopamine and also continues to deplete our focus. So just remember that as we engage on these platforms, they also are hurting us as much as they can be helping us. And this is what I mean by, as social media has progressed, it has gotten smaller and smaller and smaller forms of content. Till pretty soon it'll be 3-second videos or 1-second videos of just dumb things. If you've ever seen the movie Idiocracy, it's very similar to what they call Ow My Balls, a TV show where it's just a guy getting hit in the balls. It's dumb, but in the future, that could be us. Anyway, I digress. So this is the attention economy. Everybody's fighting for our attention, and our attention is our time, and there's nothing more valuable than our time. So how can we fight against the attention economy? Well, in my story, it actually started in 2020. So I had this problem all my life. I couldn't focus. I couldn't deal with silences. I was about 28, 29 years old in 2020, and I was going through a bit of a life crisis. I had already worked really hard at becoming a successful musician and DJ, and I had some momentum at that time, but I still didn't feel happy. And when the pandemic hit, and right before, I was actually taking a bit of a break. I was taking a break from this dream that I had that I was working so hard towards. In a previous video, you can watch my most recent video. I talk about how I thought it would lead me to happiness, but there was a big problem with that, even though it was my dream. So I was taking a break because I was kind of confused on why I wasn't happy, even though I was doing the things that I wanted to do. And so I told myself, well, I need to ask myself, what do I want right now in my life? What is it that I really want? Why am I not happy? And so I told myself in 2020, when the world shut down, that I would meditate every single day for 1 year. I would meditate every single day for 1 year. This decision completely changed who I was as a person, changed how I see the world and how I see myself, and changed my focus. So I did. I meditated every single day for 1 year, at a minimum 15 minutes a day. Now in that process, I learned a lot about meditation. Meditation is not this foo-foo-y magic ritual that some people think is just, bull crap. Meditation is an ancient practice. It is also not this thing that people think that it's like, oh, I'm taking a moment to be quiet and be, rest and relaxation. It's not R&R either. Meditation is actually a skill. Meditation is actually the dissolving of the monkey mind. Meditation is actually becoming more yourself. It is not simply to just feel better. Meditation is to actually become more of who you really are, to let your true self shine. And the way that you do that is by closing your eyes, you focus on the breath, and you start to recognize that these thoughts that come in your mind are simply just passing moments, and they are not really who you are. But a lot of times we become attached. We become attached to these thoughts. That's a whole nother conversation. But my point here is, how did it help my focus? Well, when I started to meditate, I learned that there were actual meditations that help focus. Actually, meditating in itself helps focus, but there are some that are specifically designed to help you focus. Now, take in mind that these meditations I'm going to talk to you about are Buddhist meditations, Theravadan Buddhist perspectives, and that's what I study, and that's what I really talk about on this page and have talked about on my other pages. These are not, your Western commercialized mindfulness meditations that seem almost like a joke at times. This is real practices that have helped millions of people, potentially billions of people in the world as humans. They've been around for thousands of years. And so, sorry, that's our dog who wants to go for a walk. So where we are right now is mindfulness meditation, and we need to practice it. See, I'm losing focus right now. He's going to distract me. What I did every single day, 5 minutes a day at least, and I continue to do to help with my meditative practice, to help with my focus, is to do what is called the Anapana meditation. Anapana meditation is simply focusing your attention on the rings of your nostrils. What this does is you are pinpointing your attention on something and holding it for as long as possible. Think of it like lifting a weight. You're holding that weight up and you're holding it as long as possible before you lose focus or your arm gives out. But in doing so, you're strengthening that muscle. And then you come back and you lift that weight up again. You hold focus again on the rings of your nostrils as you breathe. So the best way to do this is to find a quiet place where you won't be distracted. Sit down comfortably, but make sure you're not slouching where you'll fall asleep. You sit upright. And then close your eyes, take a large deep breath in, and fill your lungs all the way up, and then blow it all out. And then start to just simply focus on the rings of the nostrils. Start to simply just feel the air coming in and out of the body, but specifically right here on the rings of the nostrils. And then as you get really good at just feeling those sensations, you pick a point and feel those sensations. Then, when you want to challenge yourself, start to find a part of the nostrils where it's very faint, where that sensation is very light, it's not very prominent. And in doing so, you'll start to build focus even deeper and even stronger, because now you're picking a point that's kind of hard to feel, but you're putting all of your attention right on that point, like a laser beam, and seeing how long you can hold that. Do this 5 minutes a day. This is how you can completely change your ability to focus. It will show you that you can build your focus back. Of course, I also recommend reading books, watching long-form content like movies or YouTube videos like this, because remember, the more that we do the short-form dopamine hits, the more we're training our brain to be short-form dopamine hits. We're training our brain to react to these short-form dopamine hits. Tell yourself a story, listen to a story. Read a book and practice this meditation practice. Once I started doing this every single day, I was able to focus again. And I got off my medication and I was able to actually focus without needing medication. I was able to listen to conversations. I was able to deal with silences. And I was able to recognize when I wanted to have these outbursts, all by simply being aware of the sensations of my nose. It goes much deeper than this, but this is the basic practice. If you guys like this video, please let me know. If you struggle with focusing, please let me know. And if you got to the end of this video, hit me with a like and a subscription so you can check out future videos from me, or at least leave a comment and let me know you did. I have to go walk the dog now. Thank you guys for being here. May you be well. May you be free of suffering.